Well, folks, we're approaching the middle of December, so this will probably be the last one of these broadcasts for 2023. I've been doing these since September of 2021, a little over 2 years, and this one does round out 2 dozen. This is my 24th such broadcast, so let's get to it. In fact, before I get to it, let me just say, since it is the last one of the year, let me wish you a happy whatever holiday you celebrate or holidays, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, Kwanzaa, Festivus, or just winter solstice or whatever. So hope you have a good one anyway. Don't know of any tournaments this coming weekend, although even better than that, from my perspective, is in Manchester, New Hampshire, will be the Granite Arms Christmas party and practice. I enjoy practices a lot more than I enjoy tournaments because I get a lot more pulling since even if I do sign up for several divisions, several classes, I usually go 0-2, where I get a lot more pulling in a practice. And we're working to break the former record of 106 people at this particular event, and might very well do it. And before you think, oh, well, gee, 106 people, how much pulling am I going to get done? Well, we'll be running probably at least 9 or 10 tables, plenty of space there. I often do get at least close to the distance traveled award, although I'm getting blown out of the water this year by folks coming from both South Carolina and Montana. So Pennsylvania is a lot closer to New Hampshire in both of those. But if you're anywhere near Manchester on the afternoon of Saturday the 16th, you might want to stop in. Rumor has it that there is a tournament in Eastern Pennsylvania later in the month, although the particular promoter that supposedly is running it, according to the rumors, isn't the greatest announcing things, so I won't name any names, and I'm absolutely not sure. But something may sneak up on you in Eastern Pennsylvania. I'm not absolutely certain. However, the one thing I do know about before the end of the year is there is a super match extravaganza, and followed by after pull and that sort of thing, called War on the Mountains, which is being run by the folks in Beckley, West Virginia, about as far south in West Virginia as you can get without being in Virginia. And so that will take place on the afternoon of December the 30th. So if you need something to end the new year with, or end the old year with some pulling, go see the folks in Beckley. Starting next year, we have on the 6th of January, the Knuckles Up 2, which is going to go out as a pay-per-view, and also of course, people, can't, see it live. That's the High Five folks are running that at the same place they did for the original Knuckles Up, which is in Fort Lee, New Jersey. I was at the Knuckles Up qualifier this past weekend, which was in Belleville, New Jersey, where they practiced. And as they had previously announced, the overall winner from the qualifier was going to get, or is going to get, a spot as you get a match in the pay-per-view on January the 6th. And the overall winner was Steve Walker. So I'm not sure yet who exactly he will be pulling, but he will get a match on the 6th. Also, I was told by one of the organizers there that what they are going to do is schedule a number of these qualifiers around the country in the future. So even if you're not in North Jersey, you can go to one of these and somebody will qualify to get into the future Knuckles Up tournaments. So that something you might want to keep an eye on for the future. On the 20th of January, next tournament I know about is an item called New Year's Armageddon, which is in Morgantown, West Virginia, and they're doing this one a little bit different than some tournaments recently, in that, as you know, a lot of the tournaments are going with a situation where they have 72 gazillion classes, and you end up often, unless you have a large tournament, you end up with relatively small classes. And so with amateur, pro, semi-pro, and masters and whole works, these folks have decided to go in a slightly different direction. And what they're going to do is, for the men's classes, they're only going to have four. First, it's only going to be open. They will not have separate amateur and pro and whatever. So it's one group, one class with 4 weight classes, those 4 being 165, 190, 220, and 220 plus. Now, that being the case, what they're hoping to do is, of course, get larger classes, because then what they will do is they have promised a cash payout to the first in each of the classes, first place in each of the classes. They will have women as well. The women will only have one weight class to start. However, if they do get enough people attending that they can break it into two or more, they'll do so. There is a restriction, age 18 up for this is what they're asking for that. And so, as I say, they are having a cash payout for that. At the end, they will also do a king of the table format in both left and right for the overall, and there will cash payouts for that as well. Here, fairly inexpensive, $20 an arm for that one at the New Year's Armageddon in Morgantown, West Virginia, on the 20th of January. A couple days after that, on the 25th of January, which, as you can tell, 5 days basically is a Thursday evening, there's an event going on in Rochester, New York. I know this, midweek or sometimes are, not the most common sort of event, although the Rochester folks connected with the Easy Rollers group have done this in the past fairly successfully. They've had several of these. In fact, this one's known as Arm Battles of Rochester 3. So they've been doing, what it will involve is a couple super matches with that. In fact, the Road Warrior himself, Tim Lewis, is having two of them, one with his right arm, one with his left arm. They will have both amateur and pro, but the other thing that's a little bit different is they are pretty much concentrating on amateur here, in the sense that's basically who they get. And so there are 4 weight classes for amateur, being 175, 214. I'm sorry, make that 3 weight classes: 175, 214, and 215 plus. So 3 weight classes for the amateur. Pro is just open, that's one weight class. Now, they have said that is subject to change, depending on who shows up or whatever. But that they've done that in the past fairly successful. They will also have women. Women is also going to be open. This is at a sports bar. So they say they've had these before. And this is also fairly inexpensive, only $15 per arm. That's 1 and 5, $15 per arm. So as I say, that is on a Thursday, the 25th of January. I want to check in on that up in Rochester. February, normally I wouldn't go this far in advance, but things are slowing down, really don't have that much to talk about. And I want to finish up with something that will really is really kind of interesting. Pardon me, sniffles again. So I want to get to at least the middle of February here. But before we get to that far, on the 3rd of February is the site of, or the date of, the Buckeye Mega Brawl. This is in Holland, Ohio, which is basically the Toledo area. And what they're doing with that, the men, they will have both amateur and pro, left and right, with the standard weight classes for each of those. Women just plus or minus 154 on the classes. And what they're doing to this one is a $50 flat fee that basically you pay the $50 to enter, and you get to pull as many classes as you qualify for. Unfortunately, in my case, that means I only qualify for heavyweight because can't get in any of the others. But anything you qualify for, if you're one of the lighter weights, you want to pull up a couple, amateur, pro, whatever, like I say, $50 flat fee, and that gets you into all the pulling you want to do that you qualify for. So that is on the 3rd. 2 weeks later, another one is on the 17th. Another one in Ohio, the Ohio Memorial Tournament. This is a charity fundraiser for childhood cancer. They've basically a benefit there. As such, they are asking for a $5 donation from spectators. They are having super matches at that, and then the tournament. Tournament 20, once again, fairly inexpensive, $20 per arm. Kids classes are $15 per arm, and men's weight class, a little bit different of weight classes here. Men's, they will have more classes right than they do left, more weight classes. Men's left, 165, 205, and 206 plus, whereas right will be 158, 180, or maybe I can't read my own writing, it might be 150, but 150 something, 180, 200, 225, 226 plus. And so, like I say, kind of non-standard there. Women basically just is going to be right arm only, and 2 classes. If I could read my writing, 130 something plus or minus for above and below. Masters is open. Masters is 50 years old and higher, and that is just one weight class. Women, like as I may have said, women are right only, as are the kids' classes are right only as well. And so that is, as I say, on the 17th of February in Mason, Ohio, which is, I believe, central Ohio, somewhat south of Columbus, as I recall. Although I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. The last thing, however, that I want to talk about is the reason I'm kind of excited about this. We just got confirmation for this today, and so we will not be, I don't have that much detail on it yet, but 98 is going to be working with Sean Boom Hancock on a couple tournaments, state tournaments. A little bit later in the season, we have one in New Jersey, in Atlantic City. But on the 17th of February, we will have the 98% Maryland State Championships. This will take place in Perryville, Maryland, which is right on Interstate 95, just east of the Susquehanna River. So it's about halfway between Philadelphia and Baltimore, generally speaking, at a very nice brew pub. Looks like a really nice spot there. And it is, as I say, kind of out of the metropolitan area, but very convenient to folks where you're coming from Philadelphia, the DC, Baltimore area, Harrisburg, South Jersey, whatever. And so, as I say, that will be the 17th. We will be having more information on that. But there are going to be some big payouts on most of these as well, which once again I'm not going to go into detail there, but I want to give you a heads up that that is coming up on the 17th of February. So once again, wish you a good season for whatever, and I hope to see you at one or more of these events.